to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good of marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious Radio 1 studio.
Good morning. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Nope, I'm not saving souls, which I could. My goal and mission is to save businesses, and that's the mission of the show. I am a business developer by trade. I've been doing this since Buck was a calf, since Chet was a puppy, a long time, in other words. This is my calling, my reason for being, my raison d'etre. I have a company called Gatewood Marketing and Web. Been doing that since I left corporate America. And I'm also an adjunct professor at Prince George's Community College in the DC area, where I teach marketing and social media and networking, digital marketing. Been doing that for over 25 years. I know, right? I started when I was 3, okay? And I've also written a couple of books on the topics. One called Smarter Than the Boss and one called Played in Full. Been in the government space quite a few years with the SBA, Small Business Administration, helping companies in the 8A space with their technology. So I've, like the young folks say, I got a few creds, but all of this to say, look, if you're going to get this information, you might as well get it from somebody who's been there. I don't just teach this. I do it every day. I'm a consultant. I'm helping companies big and small. Some of my companies have just blown the heck up. And I mean, it wasn't costing me exclusively. They had to have the right tools, had to be the right kind of person. That's why later in the show, our topic for today, are you ready to quit your day job yet? And stick your toe in the entrepreneurial waters? What's that old saying? Don't quit your day job. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. That's why we're going to talk about it. Some people are a little premature. They jump into that a little early. They're not quite ready. And I've never been one to push people beyond their preparedness. So we're going to talk about what you can do to be prepared, some of the signs that you are prepared, some of the challenges and problems of jumping in too early when you're not prepared. We're going to tackle this topic. I get some kind of little tick to a lot of these consultants out here telling people to jump out here without a net. You don't need a plan B. Yeah, it depends. So much in business depends on your situation. For that consultant, it might not have been that way for him. But heck, you got kids in school, you got student loans, you got to take care of some business before you jump in business. Anyway, we're going to talk about that later in the show. This is, you can find out more about the show by going to marketingpulpit.com. You can follow the show right on the homepage. You can also catch us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, Instagram. Let's see, where's Facebook? So we're all over the place. We got this show started back in 2010. Wow, I lost track over Radio 1. And we've been rolling ever since. The show has taken on different formats. We've had a plethora of amazing guests. People have tuned in. We have co-hosts. And I thank everybody who's been following the show for the past 14 years. You have made this show possible. Thank you. And for the new listeners, welcome. I brought a lot of attention to the show in the last few weeks. People are coming all out of the woodworks. I did a post not too long ago talking about some of the perils of posting things on social media and how it can get you in trouble. And during went viral almost. So some of those folks who are tuning in for the first time, welcome. And if you're a business owner, this is the place to be on Friday. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. So welcome again. Welcome to everybody. This is We're going to talk about some things in the news, try to keep you abreast of what's going on so we can contextualize some of these business things that are happening. We also like to observe some of the things that are going on. We have the monthly observances. It's still weird, still into Black Business Month. So if you are a Black business, I say let's exceed expectations. Let's put out a better product, a better mousetrap. Let's serve customer service, bring those customers back. And if you're a customer, you're a consumer, let's patronize our Black businesses so that we can become the independent powerhouse that our community needs. And that helps solve a variety of ills that plague the community. Build that economic foundation and that base, and we can take care of some of these other challenges. It's National Wellness Month either, so let's take care of our health. I've been trying to do more of that lately. Damn, you start getting older, and all kind of stuff be happening to you. Stuff that you take for granted. Wake up in the morning and just stretch. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't feel that when I went to bed. What happened last night? So by all means, let's take care of ourselves. This is National Health Wellness Month. It's National Back to School Month. I understand that a lot of the school teachers and kids are going to be going back to school this month. I think when I was a kid, we used to start back after Labor Day when you couldn't wear your white shoes anymore. And well, I understand in the DC area, I know in the Prince George's County area where this show is broadcast, I think the teachers go back on Monday. I think the kids go back a day after that. So it's back to school month. And I have much love for our school teachers. They are totally underpaid, underappreciated, but you would get much love on this show. And not because I'm an educator myself. Okay, maybe a little bit because of that. But I understand, because I'm an educator, I understand some of the challenges and some of the things they have to go through. Luckily for me, I've been able to do a lot of my courses now virtually. I'm taking the easy way out. These kids are rough, boy. There's some rough little jokers out there. So welcome, everybody. Let's get this show on the road here. Let's see who's tuning in here. I see Sheila. Good morning. She give me an amen over there. Thank you, sister. Sheila got this catering business. And you talking about some good food. Kirksey Catering. See Mr. Brown from the greatest plumber in town. Need some plumbing services? That's the man. And if you're looking for these kind of services, go to the Marketing Pulpit Business Directory, where there is a ton of great services. If you're looking for caterers or plumbers or attorneys or CPAs or funding or nonprofits to support, go to mpi.bz and put your name in that directory. And I'm going to shout you out on this show. That's right. I'm going to send you all kind of love, because that's one of my ways of giving back. Most people can join for free. We do have some plans where you can advertise, but for the most part, I just like to get you in there so we can build this economic foundation in our community, so I can help fulfill my mission. I'm tired of us complaining about what other folks won't hire me. Taking your kids over to other folks' communities, trying to get them jobs. Let's hire those kids in our own community. But you can't do that if you don't have the businesses. And not just any business. It's got to be a successful business. And you will not be successful if you're not marketing. See the little circle I just created? I just made a case. See, I know I should have been an attorney. That was my first love. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, as I stated later in the show, we're going to talk about don't quit your day job yet. Maybe, maybe not. It depends. But let's talk about some items in the news first. Let's see here. Boy, AI just stays in the news. I've been telling you all to keep up with this AI, artificial intelligence. That's an acronym. Now, there's a new tool that's aiming to help educators by identifying students who are using AI to write their papers. I'm gonna tell you, boy, when you're an educator now, one more thing, if they're not burning your books, underpaying you, kids beating you up in the classroom, dragging you down the hall by your hair, now you have AI to deal with. Why does anybody go into teaching anymore? I'm going to tell you why. Because some people actually care. Some people actually give a darn about what happens in society. So my hat's off to you teachers. But now you got AI to deal with. What the hell, some help is on the way. Starting in September, Google Docs and other types of platforms are providing a tool that can help determine whether something was written by AI. It's going to put a watermark on it, like say if it's created by ChatGPT. And so all you folks who are using AI to take the shortcuts, I'm just going to tell you this. I think the honeymoon is just about over. Everybody's jumping on AI. It's like, oh man, I don't have to do any work anymore. I can sit back and let AI do write all my papers, write all my plans, get all my grants. Yes, that period, you still got a little time to do that, but the window is closing. Take advantage of this window. It's not going to be there forever, but think about it. If it's that easy for you, it's also that easy for everybody else. See, business and life in general is about unique, what do you call it? Unique selling position, USPs or differentiators. Just think about anything in life that's really, really easy. Just know it's not just easy for you, it's easy for everybody else too. And AI falls into that category. So if you're thinking about getting that degree, if you're thinking about taking that class, if you're thinking about studying those extra hours, go ahead and do it, because AI is not going to save you in the long run. I'm just saying. You heard it here on the Marketing Pulpit Show. Let's see what else is going on in the news. California driving license has gone digital. I knew this was going to happen eventually. But think about this. Now, you go to the McDonald's and you put your little phone up to the window. I'm not doing that yet, but I see people doing it in front of me. I go to the McDonald's in the morning to get my oatmeal and orange juice, and people hanging their phones out the window, so I'm dropping them on the ground in the mud and then running it over, because I'm sure at some point I'm going to be forced to do that. But for right now, I still reaching in my wallet and pull out my credit card and pay for my little $5.30 worth of oatmeal and orange juice. Well, in California, the driving licenses are going digital. So now when the police pull you over, well, that's not the only reason, but the police pull you over when he's beating you upside the head. And now you don't have to reach for your wallet. You just reach for your phone. I'm not sure that's a good idea too. You got to train these cops. When they're reaching for their phone now, they're not reaching for a gun. They're not trying to shoot you. They're trying to reach out that digital driver's license. So I'm going to say to California and everybody else who have these digital driving license, train these cops. Don't shoot me. I'm reaching for my license, which is my phone. And I hate this. I saw somebody the other day had a phone shaped like a gun. They might as well have written across their forehead, "Shoot me, please." Boy, the things people do to be different. Sometimes you can just be too different. But everybody just know this. Digital is the way. Just look at everything you're doing right now. At some point, it's probably going to be digitized. And nobody's going to want your cash in the near future. You got something in the mail yesterday. Said, cash is no longer accepted. What the? That's the trend. I'm telling you. What else is going on in the news? In the news, the United States workers are conflicted about this PTO. And PTO is an acronym, which is paid time off. Because what's happening, people are taking time off and they're being paid for it, but they're not really taking time off. They're checking their phone every 5 minutes. They're popping their laptop open. That sounds like me, right? And so they're conflicted. They're not really taking off. And even the ones that are taking off are feeling guilty about it. Boy, they really got us by the short and curly, right? That's when you know the system is working. It's not working for you. You work all day long, all night. You finally get a chance to take a break, and you won't even take a break. And when you take a break, you're feeling guilty. I'm gonna tell you why. This is not a new phenomenon. I'm just gonna tell you. I spent about 20 years working in corporate America. Man, they worked me like a slave. And we had a thing at it wasn't PTO, didn't stand for paid time off. PTO was permanent time off if you took a vacation. That's when they fired you. You take a vacation, you sitting up there with your nice little salary, decide to go to the beach, take your little time off, get your little beach chair and your convertible car, heading down the road, zippity doo dah. Now they didn't text you back then. I'm sure if they had text back then, they just tell you not to come back. But they wait for you to come back. You walk right in that office, your little shade darker, got the little marks where your shades go across your eyes, and walk in the office, and all of a sudden, strange person sitting behind your desk, or they meet you at the door and escort you right over to HR. Barb, since you've been gone, we decided to go into a different direction. Hey. Over. Hey, brother, now you got me feeling guilty about stopping my work this morning to watch it. No guilt here, brother. I mean, this is one of the best moves you can make, because when you leave, when you get back to work, you're going to be filled with this sense of vigor and determination and zeal. And you're going to be more efficient, and your clients are going to be the better for it. That's rather big-headed of me, isn't it? Mr. Brown said the sound is not clear. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? Please speak now, or forever hold your peace. I'd hate to sit up here and talk for an hour and nobody's hearing me. Let's see here. Bradley apparently hears me. Bradley's another brother. I know that's a joke. I know that's a joke indeed. All right, here. Let's see what else we're talking about. So everybody else can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much, Bradley, for the interaction. Thank you, everybody. Brother Brown said it's better now. That's what I like about my family out here. They keep her brother straight. Now, one day, y'all let me down, though. I talked the whole darn show. Somebody emailed me after the show. Hey, by the way, we couldn't hear you. Like, what the heck? Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, my good listeners. Now, let's see another story in the news. Now, here's a page from the case of taking gratitude for hard work a little too far. Sometimes people like to thank you for your hard work, but sometimes people just take it a little too far. This mayor of a small town in Georgia has been indicted on charges that he illegally left bottles of gin in a ditch for the state prison work crew. That's right. Mayor Benjamin Carey Cranford was indicted Wednesday and arrested by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. He faces felony charges for furnishing prohibited items to inmates in an attempt to commit a felony. So this is what the guy did. So I guess he knew the route of where the prison workers was going to be working. So he stashed liquor bottles, so when the work crew got to that particular location, they would just get them some spirits. I'm all in favor of getting the spirit, but maybe that's the wrong kind of spirit. And the way he did it was not really the right way. Now, come on, I understand trying to reward your workers. I think workers need a little boost every now and then. But I'm not sure he thought this entirely through. I would like to say he had other options. And I think leaving liquor on the side of the road for the workers to reward them for their good work was probably at the bottom of the list of things to do. He could have given them some, look, I can give you some new crisp uniforms. I can give you extra time off. I can give you more visits. I can get you some smokes. I can get you more pay, or I can put some liquor on the side of the road. So when you get there, you can get drunk on the job. Nope. Scratch that one off. Whew. I understand. We like to help our workers, but I'm not sure that's the way to do it. I'm just saying, I've been out of the workforce a little long. I haven't had a big staff in a while since things are going so virtual. I still have a couple of folks, but I'm not sure that's the way I want to reward them. All right, let's see what else is going on here in the news. What the news is. The news is news. What can you say? This is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. I'm going to ask you, are you ready to quit your day job? Should you quit your day job? Have you quit your day job? Did you do it prematurely? Hey, it's never too late to go back. Or is it? Let's take a break. We're going to come back in a minute. This is the Marketing Pulpit Radio Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Not saving souls, but saving businesses. So hang on a second. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to ask you, did you quit your job too soon? Can you quit your job? We'll be back in a minute. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday. Every Friday. Been doing that for 14 years. That's a long time in radio time, I'm just telling you. Thank the folks over at Radio One for launching this show on the platform over there in Silver Spring, Maryland. Great relationship with the good people over at Radio One. And you can also get the show all over the internet. I see people listening in from LinkedIn. I see people listening in from Facebook. I see people listening in from YouTube. I see people listening in from Instagram. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this show. Got a great show going on today. And for the first time, people, welcome. And for some of my favorite folks, like Mr. Attorney Bradley Thomas and Mr. Gerald Brown and Miss Sheila Kirksey and rest of the crew over there tuning in, thank you. You my peeps. Listening from Chicago. All right, Chi-Town. Boy, y'all getting ready for that big convention coming up there. Man, it's going to be very interesting in a few days. It's going to be live up there. So thank you out of Chicago from LinkedIn. People listening all over the world. If you don't mind sharing where you're listening from, I like to shout it out to our listeners so we know what kind of people we got listening and where you're listening from. We're talking about quitting your day job. Quitting your day job. Should you quit that day job yet? Well, I did a post last night, and I just said, don't quit your day job yet. And I say yet because maybe you got to do a little preparation. Now, quitting your day job seems like an exciting proposition. I was like, why would I stick around here? I needs to go. But you gotta weigh this thing. You gotta think about it, and don't be too hasty. Being too hasty has sent many people into financial ruin. Now, one of the biggest disincentives to be to not be premature about it is because there is a very real likelihood that this venture is going to fail. Matter of fact, most do. Now that's an incentive for you. And there are other blowbacks of failing in business. Financial loss, damage to your reputation, people looking at you now as a failure, and the emotional toll. That stuff stresses. Man, hiring from bill collectors and employees trying to get paid and you can't pay them. And then there's opportunity costs. That's where the accounting side of me really kicks in. Opportunity costs means that because you did A, you couldn't do B. So while you were over there starting this business prematurely, you were missing out on opportunity costs such as getting paid from a good paying job. So that's another reason why you don't want to be too premature about this thing. Now, once again, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying. Now, if you have a good job, there are additional drawbacks for being too premature. You had income coming in and it was stable. You were getting a check every week or every other week or every month. That's not a guarantee when you start that job. Sometimes you might go months at a time. And if you in a certain job, you had benefits, perks that are not transferable to this new idea you have. I'm not trying to talk you out of this. I'm just telling you some of the possibilities. You're not going to have as many resources as you had on the job. And there's, like I said, there's that pressure that comes with starting a business. So before you take all this all or nothing approach, realize this too, that everybody's situation is different. That's why sometimes I'm a little hard on consultants and advisors who telling people they take this one size fits all approach to when it's time to quit your day job. It may be time for them. The time may have been right. They could have been younger. They may not have had any kids in school. They may not have had any loans. They may have had a financial windfall. So you got to use this. You got to take this personally and take the decision that works best for you. Now, there are some alternatives to taking this all We are back. Had a little sound, had a little technical blip there. Man, I'm telling you, these let's see here. We're going to get back on topic here. Sorry for the delay there, but let's get back on this. We were talking about before you take this all or nothing approach to starting a business, and that everybody's situation is different. Your situation may not be somebody else's situation. So there are some alternative approaches to starting a business. That doesn't mean take all or nothing. That doesn't mean throw caution to the wind or flying without a net. You can start your business part-time. In other words, stay on your day job and start the business as a side item, as a side hustle, or as a part-time business. Also, while you're on that job, save up some money. and create a financial cushion before you jump into this business concept, all or nothing. So you stay on the job, start the business part-time, save up your money, and also take advantage of the experience and educational opportunities that the job may provide. I'm kind of telling you my blueprint because I started businesses both ways. I've started businesses with the all or nothing approach. I've started businesses while I kept working for another company. Now, of course, every company is not going to go along with it. I know my first company I was working with, we started one of the first home delivery supermarkets in the country, a company called Telegrocery. And I was starting my tax preparation business on the side. I was kind of keeping it under wraps. I didn't tell them about it. One day I left a business card laying around and the boss came in and pulled me aside and said, "You got to decide which one it's going to be." Now, of course, at that particular time, I wasn't as bold as I am now. I gave up my business and went back to work. I was vice president of marketing at this company. That scenario presented itself several times over the years, but eventually, at my own decision, I decided that it's better now. The time is right for me to leave this job and start on my own. Now, if you decide to start a business and the time is right, you're doing the right thing, you're doing it the right time, you're doing it right, the benefits are beyond measure. I mean, it's great. You got financial stability, you got money coming in, you got prestige, you can support the causes that you want to support. You got this work and life balance going on. So when you do it right, the rewards are immense. But the key is to do it right. So let me ask you quickly as I wrap this up. Are you ready to quit your day job if you still have one? And to you folks who've already made the decision, ask yourself, did you do it at the right time? Did you wait too long? Did you do it too soon? Well, it's never too late to make adjustments because there are always going to be other opportunities, other jobs to start, other companies to launch. So ask yourself this. Do you have a passion for a business idea that's just burning you? You think about it in the morning. You think about it when you go to bed at night. You eat lunch and you're thinking about it. You're on a job, but you have this passion for a business idea. Ask yourself that first. Then you ask yourself, are you feeling unfulfilled, unchallenged, and a mismatch in your current role? Maybe there's some type of conflict between the company culture and your belief systems. Ask yourself this. Do you have this burning desire for more freedom and more control over your destiny? Ask yourself these questions. Do you have the support of family and friends? Now, you might not see the benefit of this in the short run, but in the long run, you'll find this is a valuable tool to have in your arsenal. Support of your network, family, friends. And last but not least, do you have the financial stability and preparedness to embark upon this venture? Once again, I'm going to say everyone's situation is different. You can't base this decision on what somebody else did. Their situation could have been totally different than yours. One person has a family, a baby, student loans, a mortgage. You can't be as hasty as someone who's freelancing it. Single, no kids, no major bills, living from pillar to post. They can take risks that maybe you can't. But when you do decide to make this decision, talk to people. Listen to shows like this. We're going to help you. And pay a consultant to help you make these kind of decisions. And that's not a pitch, by the way. I'm not trying to get you to hire me as a consultant. My plate is pretty busy right now. But talk to somebody. This is not a decision to be made lightly. And I'm going to end on this. If you make the decision, you can always go back and correct, make some adjustments, because life is just that way. We're constantly making adjustments. We're constantly changing things around. Opportunities are always coming up. The world is changing. We have AI now. We have technology. Things that the world is becoming smaller. We're not just now linked in to selling people next door, across the street, or across the country. Now we're selling to people all over the world. So there's opportunity out here. Regardless of where you are, you can still make changes that can be impactful, not only for you and your family, but for the community and the world in which we live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today. Next week, we're going to talk about what we can do to help you be successful once you made that decision to put your toe in the entrepreneurial pool. I'm Robert Gatewood. I'll be back next week, and this is the Marketing Pulpit. Go to marketingpulpit.com and follow the show. You can listen to past shows. You can also catch us on YouTube, where we have a great archive of the shows. You can select 1-minute clips of the shows. We have reels, we have shorts, also on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. And also you can watch all of the shows at marketingpulpit.com. Be sure to share this show with others who are trying to start a business or who are in business. And if you have a business, you'd like to get some exposure, go to marketingpulpit.com and join our business directory. You can also take the shortcut and go to mpi.bz and let me shout you out on this radio show, because my goal is to help you become successful in business, which is consistent with our theme of building strong businesses in our community so we can put people to work. And Mr. Brown is helping me today as we close the show. If you want to be successful, you got to do these 3 things. Mr. Brown already put it up on the screen for me. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you have to do it right. Another talk, let's get to work.
One cup of greens per day will lower your risk of dying from heart attack or stroke by 30%. Hallelujah. A half a cup of beans every day will drop you down by another 30%, because of the fiber and the medicines in the beans will sweep away the cholesterol and the saturated fat. Half a cup of berries per day with all of the antioxidants and flavonoids will drop your risk down. And then finally, 1/4 of a cup of nuts and seeds every day will drop your risk down by 33%. You simply eat those foods every single day and take everything else away that's destroying you, and we could eradicate heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. Glory! Hallelujah.
Register today and get ready for your health revolution.